Okay, we are doing the astrology for May 2023. Here we are in the month of flowers. Spring has sprung, and we can feel that shift in the seasons. On May 1st, the Pluto retrograde sets the tone for the entire month. We need to use this very progressive Aquarian Pluto while we have it, because now, as the retrograde begins, it will try to pull us back into those feelings and emotions from March of this year backwards to October 2022. This Pluto will go back into Capricorn for one final inspection on June 11th till the beginning of January 2024. It will affect us for the rest of this year. As this powerful outer planet shifts again, you might suddenly feel exhausted and tired in a way that makes no sense. This backward motion makes all of us want to say, "Oh no, not again." But Pluto is a leopard that cannot change its spots. It loves to be intense, as it points out what is still hanging over us unfinished and unresolved. While this retrograde will last until October 10th, know that many situations will continue to arise on large levels for those that have abused power. Those that are not in touch with the temperament of the larger whole will begin to feel like a puppet whose strings are getting cut. Those things, beliefs, and perspectives that did not hold water are going to be yanked out of the ground, and those that believed in falsehoods will be left feeling discarded and lost. Those that have been out of touch will be shocked and dismayed on a variety of levels. May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, will add a bit of spice into the mix as the astrology offers up a full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio. We are going to need to face the hard truths and figure out how to move in a manner that is more honest to who we are becoming. The debts that have been owed are going to come due. The piper is going to come calling. Actions have consequences, and now we begin to see that truth in action. Responsibilities that have been avoided will now be unavoidable. The flaws in logic are going to be harshly revealed. The time has come, the reality has shifted, and those not in step with the times will see that they have fallen badly behind. The effects of this full moon are going to last a while. Its polarity to the sun in Taurus makes us look at the issues that are our responsibility, Taurus, and those responsibilities that others, Scorpio. A lot of things are going to be revealed, and those that have lied will need to fess up to what they have done and deal with the consequences. There is a new demand for physical and emotional stability. Humanity is sick and tired of being pulled back and forth on the whims of power mongers and egocentric rich people. From form, Taurus needs to have an emotional function, Scorpio. Taurus likes stuff, but Scorpio loves to tear down egos and arrogance. The have-nots have had enough. While we pull into the places where we want simple things that bring us joy, we also know that to do that, there are big issues and barriers in the way and blocking what the people want. This full moon invites a new way to balance it all out. Over the coming weeks, we cannot sit on what we are feeling for too long without needing to declare a few new boundaries and rules. We notice that there are things that we need to share, and we are tired of letting too many issues slide under the rug and get pushed aside. That floor is now looking lumpy, and we need to clear the air. This is not a bad cycle, but it is a moment when we are deciding to see what is clearly being illuminated. Big decisions are coming, and while many are not feeling rational or completely civil, more and more people have had enough. Too many issues have been lingering for too long in the shadows. The energy it takes to avoid them has now become exhausting. Know that things said will not come out right, but we might still need to say them even if they are not well thought through. The positive intention to this situation is going to be that we need to improve our relationships by telling the truth in this moment and where we are at. We can do it with kindness and care, but it may come out hard because of this Scorpio full moon, and it cannot help but be blunt and direct. While this full moon is happening in the sun sign of Taurus, it tries to consider and appreciate the contributions of others. It is a moon in Scorpio, and that means that the many things that have been blocked, hidden, and that have been suppressed by the needs, wants, and desires of others may now need to drastically change. And that is a healthy thing. It is time to take a turn, demand to be heard, and to have our contribution noticed and honored. May 16th, Jupiter will go into Taurus, and that can bring some very new opportunities that can give us much more patience and help strengthen bonds that were being pulled to the breaking point. That eclipse will make us notice what has been boiling below the surface. But Jupiter gives us hope that we can find a way to reconnect and get a better foundation underneath us. Know that this Jupiter will be lingering in Taurus until May 25th of 2024. This energy will help us in the patience department. It will give us practical results for some of our dreams. While this aspect does not appreciate taking anything too far and risk will seem a four-letter word, we will strive for a clearer sense of what is next because we want to see results by the end of the year. If you are a person who is steady and willing to be generous with others, then you are going to feel great and have a good time with this energy. If you are a person that tends to want to indulge in the sensual side of life, then there might be a type of urgency that can make us blind to the fact that we might allow our more indulgent side to have too much control. Jupiter in Taurus can give us too many options to look at and bring about indecision. Know that you will have to have patience to see what is really going to work in the long run. While pleasure in the moment is one thing, comfort that gives stability is going to be a long-term goal. In the bigger picture, Jupiter tries to get us to see beyond our own petty attachments and our frustrations at the inconveniences that are naturally occurring at this time. Jupiter in Taurus wants to help us find ways to progress by getting our hands dirty. Gardening is a great way to work this energy. Construction and redoing things in the house so they move more effectively will also be a good way to work this energy. We want our choices to make better sense and seem to make a bigger difference in our day-to-day activities. One negative is that this aspect can make those online shoppers get a bit out of control. Keep a budget and religiously stick to it. No exceptions. There is no need to go overboard. On the 17th of May, Jupiter will square to Pluto just when Jupiter is barely in Taurus. Know that being too positive or too excited can piss off some people. No need to add strain into situations. Remember that everyone needs to be valued and your value is not more than anyone else's. We might find that someone will need to challenge us. Stay open to feedback and their opinion. Weigh out the situation carefully before coming to a conclusion. Try to keep ego out of it. You do not need to be right in this moment. We may notice that our expectations are a bit too much and others do not want to be pushed. It is okay to push yourself and create challenges for us to personally overcome. Just try to keep it out of the space of others. Opposition is just too easy to stir up. Remember, our beliefs are ours and no one really cares to hear them at this moment. Best to not get into those places that are conflicting and convoluted. There's a lot of mistrust and too many things will seem to want to pile up on your desk. Paperwork seems to become overwhelming. Try to be happy with small, consistent changes. Know that how you express what you feel will either work with you or against you. On May 19th, there is a new moon in Taurus, and that allows a reset. Starting over and seeing things with a fresh eye is going to be the biggest help this day. Remember that what we value is where we find true joy and happiness. Nature is a great option this day. A long walk up a path along a creek is going to be your best bet and very soothing to the psyche. A deep conversation where we talk to Mother Nature and ask for insight could be very healing. This month is all about sensibility and satisfaction. We need to allow the small things to give more life to us. Seems the past many months our batteries are at the low end. We need a moment that will give back rather than take. This month is about moving our body in healthy ways that allow us to reconnect to ourselves and to what really matters. We need a chance to appreciate all that we are and all that we have. This month is important to remember that we are worthwhile and we do make a difference in this world, but this month we may need to let go of what we thought that was and embrace a new perspective that is more aligned with who we have become now. Thanks, everyone.